Be Freeport, New York to yours. Happy President's Day.
The views expressed in the following program do not necessarily represent those of the staff, management, or owners of WGBB.
The following program is brought to you by the New York Veteran Police Association and Streetwise Productions, who are solely responsible for its content. The views expressed are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or owners of WGBB. You're listening to the station that serves your community, 1240 WGBB. Now it's time for Streetwise with your host, former Chief of the NYC Sheriff's Department, former Seagate Chief of Police, former Corrections Officer, and retired NYPD Detective, Mr. Lou Tilano.
Good evening and welcome back to Streetwise. Today, my guests, they were both here before, and I got to tell you this, they came a long way since they were here. And I'll tell you where they are in a moment. But the two good guys, the gentlemen, they just did a little Abbott and Costello routine here before we went on the air. But anyway, I just want to welcome back Ray Bettinelli and Felicia Cantor. Let me just tell you about these two guys. Of course, you heard of a BCBA Boxing Academy in Lindenhurst, and actually that stands for Bettinelli's Community Boxing Association, right?
Well, Academy.
Academy. That's true, because that's where they learn how to do amateur boxing, and that's where Felici got knocked on his butt the first time he got into the ring by your left hook, by the way.
Yes.
So
everybody's.
I know, and he was, I'm going to say, foolish enough to get in the ring with you.
Ray schooled me
at the time. Yeah, he sucker punched you. He says, "This is a big guy. He won't feel this," and then.
But he taught me some valuable lessons, which really helped me in future encounters.
Yeah, it also helped you in writing a great book, by the way.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
And the book is Rocky Spirit. And I have to say this, since we were honored to have you on for the first time promoting your book.
Right, even before it was out. So
before the book was out on the stands, as they say in the business. And since that time, Rocky Spirit, Felicia Cantor, the author of the book, besides being a top bestseller, hey, talking movie, correct?
That's it. That's the next dream.
Next dream.
So, and that's what the book is about. The book is about following your dreams, and it motivates people to go the distance in life. And you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. And the things that the feedback that I've been getting from the book and the emails that I've been getting from people around the world who are reading it, they're being motivated by it. So I really am honored by the success of it, and I love to get those emails.
Right, but your dream actually started in Bettinelli's Community Boxing Academy. Pretty much. I mean, you had a dream before.
No, but that's where it ended. And
it ended?
Yeah, if you want to jump right into the story, true. Rocky Spirit. I was writing the book for a couple of years, and I couldn't get the ending of the book for some reason. I couldn't finish it, and a friend of mine said to me, "You can't finish the book because you haven't lived the ending." And I looked at him very perplexed. I was like, "What does that mean?" And it was true. I didn't live the ending. I didn't experience it. And all of a sudden, because of a connection in this world, the universe kind of puts you where you want to be.
Right.
I wound up in the boxing ring. And in my mid-40s, I never boxed in my life. First 1 year, I was a judge at a boxing event, and all of a sudden the next year was a charity boxing event. The next year, I was in the ring, and the night I was the judge, I met Ray, and I talked to him very briefly, and it kind of put it in my mind that I had to be in the ring. And the next year, I stepped into the boxing ring. And if it wasn't for a meeting with Ray and having that brief encounter and having Ray school me and having the BCBA school me and being motivated by the children in the BCA and watching how they work out and how Ray taught them in the gym, I learned so many valuable lessons to keep my hands up, to protect myself, hands up, chin down, protect myself at all times. And when I stepped into the ring, I was challenged with a gentleman who is of great size, 288-pounder, and when a 288-pounder hits, you really feel it. And he was a finalist in the Golden Gloves, and I never boxed in my life. So we were concerned, And when Ray was concerned for me,
Right.
He was a ring enough.
that's when I got
Right,
concerned.
288. I think you lied there.
Right.
Weight. You were a little
I was
heavier.
thinking because I kind of put a bug of doubt in his mind during that time, because I said, well, this was a charity event, and it was everyone that was in it was supposed to be like Felice, never having any experience being in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And when we pulled, what was his name? He was a great guy.
Mark O'Loughlin.
Big Mark. Oh, my God. And I said, not for any other reason than this guy, it's not fair because he's not only been a finalist, but he's boxed for many years. So it's, not that the fix was in, but there was that chance that you'd have a guy far more superior. And I can remember that being a little sticking point with me and Felice, because he got a little jammed up over that. I didn't do it for any other reason than I wanted Felice to have the best opportunity to fulfill his vision with somebody who was matched up properly.
There's something going for you. That knowing you two guys, and Ray, I know you're going on 9 years now.
Yeah.
You opened up your gym is about 9 years
9
ago.
years, yeah.
Felicia, I met in your gym, training in your gym for his first fight.
That's right.
Before even, that I knew about his book, before maybe we knew about his book.
Right. Now Rocky Spirit is supposed to be, it's my connection to the movie Rocky Balboa.
Absolutely.
And here, all of a sudden, I found myself as an underdog in a boxing ring. So my whole life, I chased this dream. I wanted to be in the Rocky movie. I got into the Rocky movie. I wanted to go to the premiere of the Rocky movie. I went to the premiere. But I think the ending of the dream was stepping into the ring and having that ultimate challenge of being an underdog and having that competitor and their competitor going against you. There's no better experience in life than having that one-on-one experience in a boxing ring. I mean, it's you against that other person.
What's different in your case is that, of course, the comparison, Rocky was a headbreaker for the Shylocks, like in Newark, New Jersey, or Patterson, in New Jersey. Yeah.
Philly, actually.
Anyway, I would consider you sort of a Wall Street type three-piece suit guy, right?
I'm a suit and tie guy.
In a tie, white shirt, and tie,
white collar boxer,
right.
Pretty much white collar, and you picked up the spirit. But again, what I want to touch on it, besides that, I want to touch on this. You two guys have both known you're both spiritual, which is
absolutely,
which is sort of. It's great for me going way back to see this and this time, the time that we're all living in. But do you feel that this was like meant to be, you finding Ray and finding his gym so you could have this great book that may be a movie coming out?
Yes. The way I talk about it is it's like a circle of influence. Everybody in their life has a circle of influence. So people come into your life for a reason.
Right.
And it's almost like a puzzle, Lou. What you need to do is you need to figure out why people come into your life and when you can utilize them to help you follow your dream and your vision. And the year before, I was actually a judge at this charity event, and I got to be a judge, and I got to sit next to one of the fighters, Buster Douglas. Thank you. Yeah,
wow.
And Buster Douglas to me was like the real Rocky. I mean,
yes.
He beat Mike Tyson in this unbelievable fight back in 1990, and here I am sitting next to Buster, getting that spirit from him, and then I had this brief encounter with Ray as he's walking his fighter into the ring. I talked to him right before his match, and he tells me about his gym and how he runs his gym, and we had this about 20-second conversation, and I knew that someday I was going to connect with Ray,
right.
And Ray was going to be part of something that I was going to do with this story. And sure enough, he was a major part of it. He was like my Mickey, as Mickey is to Rocky.
Yes.
Same thing. And it was funny when I first walked into the gym, even though it was like 100 degrees in this gym in Lindenhurst.
He won't put the air conditioner.
No, and he was wearing a wool hat. The Blazer wool hat. It's 100 degrees in there, and I'll never forget. He took a look at me, being as out of shape and big as I was, and he's like, "Whoa!" As soon as I walked into the gym, and the next, all of a sudden, he's insulting me and making me run upstairs and making me do all these crazy exercises, and I knew I was in the right place the second I walked into that gymnasium, and it was perfect.
Yeah, he's your Mickey, because his gym is like a throwback gym.
Oh, it was the best.
So it actually gives you that spirit when you walk in the gym. I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot older than both of you guys, and I had the feeling like I'm in an old-time Lower East Side gym.
Yeah.
And it actually makes you comfortable and you feel at home.
Right.
And it makes you, I think it makes you train better.
That has a lot to do with the staff.
But
And now the upgrade. I'm so excited about the upgrade.
we can talk about that. So let's touch on.
Yeah, from there to now. Now this is incredible what he put together.
Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is, I don't know, this, can we say this is Ray's end, or is his beginning? You have your
this is the beginning.
Yeah, it's the beginning. That's what, now, Ray, you were over in Lindenhurst in your gym in the warehouse for 9 years, in the train station. Now you're over in West Islip and Westbrook Islip Elementary School. You have more room. You got more parking area.
It's gigantic. It's the old gymnasium that was used in this elementary school that just went offline in September.
Right.
So the beautiful part of the school was being an elementary school. It catered to kids, which was always our mission and focus with our program. So when this became available, I had ran into for 9 years, if you know the backstory with BCBA, we've always had trouble with the village trying to stay there and do what we do because of the tight constrictions they have.
Trying to help kids.
I know, exactly.
That drives me crazy.
It's another show for another day. But
drove us all crazy.
I always say our mission is about dreams, not about nightmares, which was...
That's perfectly, it's a great way to put it.
But, the people there, so no one gets confused, are some of the best people around. Lindenhurst are hard-working, middle-class people.
Right.
I'm a member of that community. I moved in there.
Talking politics.
We're talking the village founders and fathers, whatever. Yeah. But being as it is, when I started making calls after we got the last bit of fines and fees and everything else, I stumbled upon this place by chance. I had actually set a place in Copeg, just a town down the road. But they called back, and I said, let me take a look. And it was like when you walked into BCBA knowing you were in the right place. As soon as I walked into that school, I knew I was in the right place. I mean, in fact, the kids had painted little murals on the gym wall. We covered them over only because we wanted to keep it a little more generic, but the energy that we do with BCBA was there already. So what's good about this now is the community can take a little solace in knowing that we are bringing back the very energy that school did or had or catered to for all those years being an elementary school and serving kids. So it was a big move, man. It took a whole week. We called out all the troops. Some of the coaches really went the extra yard for us because, as you know, BCBA in Lindenhurst was on the second story, and we had to go down those stairs with weights and machines and everything. But
the second Ray posted a photograph on one of the websites, and you saw the photograph and you saw the ring back up. You just felt like, okay, it's home again.
Yeah.
Once that ring went up and you saw it, it's the BCBA. It's home, and it's beautiful, and it's bigger than ever, and very exciting.
Well, I want to talk about some of Ray's background. One thing, Ray has a passion to helping kids, and he does. I've seen it in the gym. There, young moms come in with their youngsters, and they want them to learn discipline. And a lot of them come from maybe a broken home or something. So Ray's like their dad also, to a degree, and he also on the financial part, if they're behind or they can't pay, he says, don't worry about it, and but again, I just want to remind the audience, we're talking about amateur boxing, the sport of amateur fighting, not pro. Ray's anti-pro, which I am for young people.
Oh, absolutely. And for anybody, it's not a sport, unfortunately, that I could get behind because of its impact and so forth, but amateur's a whole different animal. Go ahead.
It is, and you can be a great fighter in the amateurs and be a potential good professional fighter, but like you say, you can count your fingers on your left hand if you had two fingers missing, who can maybe make it in top 10.
Sustain a family and a life and so forth. Absolutely.
Right, and they're all which we know, we talked about that. They come out of people that just throw them in there for the money. It's all a money thing, and most people know about. But I want to talk about some of the things you achieved in the past, because I was pretty much connected to a program way before I knew that you were the one that was involved initially with, it's called the Drift program.
Oh, yeah.
And the former district attorney, Dennis Dillon, and I were involved in that. And I probably went to a few fights, not knowing you. You were there, amateur fights, and you thought it was a great program. But you played a role in that.
Well,
a major role.
What happened was I was asked to run that facility, which was Westbury Boxing over on Post Avenue. And Dennis Dillon was funding a program they called the Rising Star program. But as it was just not as structured as something I'm used to. If you know me as the anal retentive obsessive compulsive manic depressive that I am, I need a little more structure. So I was there for about maybe 6 to 8 months, and it was the catalyst for my program, which I pulled out of in the way of they had some great ideas, they just didn't implement them. They didn't put them, beginning, middle, end type of walkthrough for these kids. But the drift program that I developed was definitely came out of the a Rising Star program,
Right.
as a backdrop, if you will, or as a palette. So it's similar, but it was brought to BCBA finally after I've done a few centers prior to mine, and then that point in a man's life where you either put up or shut up, and it's you want something done right,
You gotta
do it.
Yeah.
So I did that, now 9 years ago, and that's how the drift program was born.
Yeah, you actually, it's a big gamble to do what you're doing. Now you move completely.
yeah.
It's tremendous responsibility. Let's let the audience know where you are, your new facility, Ray.
Yeah, the new facility is at 350 Higbee Lane. It is the Westbrook Elementary School. So when you drive by it, being offline, it looks like it's a defunct building, which I guess it is in a school sense. But as you enter into the lot, you'll see cars that are starting to park
Right.
now on the side of the building, which is our entrance to get into the facility and then walk down the hallway to the gymnasium, which we now operate out of. And it's massive. It's a big place. We have basketball now. We have so much more that we can offer our kids as far as programs. We're adding the after-school basketball. We have the Bully Beater program coming online. So we have a lot more we can do in this facility. And more than that, we have parking.
What's tougher, a round of basketball or a round of
basketball.
a round of boxing?
Basketball.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Everything has its own, I could do my 3 rounds, no problem, but that's my world. Anyone who boxes can do that. But then when you put us on the basketball court, we're out of our element.
Right.
And it's conversely, these guys that run all day long playing basketball, if we put them in the ring, you'll gas them in 1 round, which is only 2 minutes if you know amateur.
Different sports.
So it's a different sport. It's a different
Completely
thing.
different,
But together, they're great because one can complement the other by getting you in shape for either one.
The common denominator in that is your cardio.
Oh,
Cardio
absolutely.
work that you're
Cardio,
doing, and you need that for most sports anyway.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
So
But the address, let me give you, I don't know if I just gave it, 350
Higbee Lane,
Yeah,
you said,
350 Higbee Lane.
in West. Is that actually West
It's
Islip?
the heart of West Islip.
And you're off?
It's right off, real easy to get to. Also, we were, as you remember, way down south by that Lindenhurst train station.
Right.
Now you come off of exit 40 on Sunrise, and you go maybe 100 yards south, and it's right there on the right.
So you're right off Sunrise Highway, which is a great landmark for people. Great,
East and
convenience,
west.
right? It's all
They're
about
really
convenience.
easy to get to.
how,
And
how far would that
from the old,
from your old?
4 miles.
That's it, just
Yeah.
4 miles.
If I was in
Okay.
shape, I could run that.
But you know that, if you were playing basketball and to what you're doing, but
I'll be in
Well,
shape
the
another
convenience is going to make it easy for everybody to get to the grand opening, which I'm so much looking forward
March.
to.
We're doing March 2nd. That's the
the
important thing.
March
that we're
2nd
here. March
is our,
2nd, 11 o'clock.
It's going to be 11 to 2, and obviously you're going to be there. You're
Right.
going to lead our kids into start to kick off the event with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
I got Lieutenant Johnson's going to back you up on that.
Okay.
And we have some of the local military recruiters are going to be there as well.
Oh, excellent.
They're going to do the little challenge, the fitness challenges throughout the event. We'll be giving prizes to the kids. We will have like the rope climb. We have a 20-foot ceiling in this facility, so we have the ropes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we have chin-up bars and push-ups and all of that. Hopefully we'll have our chaplain come through, right? We talked about
Right.
that. But we also have 10 vendors that have put up some time and some effort to be there.
And some bucks too, I hope.
Some what?
Bucks, gelt, money.
Well, yeah. For us, we're just
Because you still thought, okay.
yeah, we put out some vendor tables, but they're all local merchants. They all believe in what we do. They vetted us, and they behind what we do. I mean, I don't know how you can't be, but
Right.
but that said, I just want to bring up her name before I forget. I know she's listening. Ginny Armstrong has been like this godsend for us. She's been handling getting all our vendors. We're also putting that little ad journal together, so she's been working real tight with the community, getting some of the local businesses behind the opening, and that'll be March 2nd from 11 to 2. It's an open house. We got gifts for the kids.
Yes,
When
I'll be there.
You better be there.
Oh,
I'll be doing a book signing there.
12 kids. He's got his table, absolutely.
I'll
I'm
do a little
sorry.
lecture if you give me some time.
Well, he's one of, I should say that, that's right. We do have guest speakers, one of which will be Felice to speak about the power of sports and boxing in particular,
Right.
and how you can, it can be a life-changing sport.
Motivating kids just to go to distance in life, and
Yeah.
and
Well,
teaching
you
them
know,
that
it's-
anything is possible.
It's an old story, but it's never ending. It's factual how you can get into the sport of boxing and find a whole new direction in life. Especially young kids who are out in the street. We can talk about Floyd Patterson, who was a Brooklyn street kid who became the
Mike Tyson
heavyweight
at a
champion of the
time.
world. Rocky
I mean,
Graziano. We could keep talking about even you mentioned before, even Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Tyson, who was he was a mugger in Brownsville, and he might have wound up killing people in the street because he was a street thug. We all know that.
Yep.
And the boxing world, changed him around to some degree. He stopped mugging people. But I mean, so that's why it's a great sport, because we're talking the discipline in the sport. And
well, if you look at the tenets that we teach through the Drift program, we say devotion, respect, integrity, fairness, and temperance. Those tenets, I think, for any growing young boy or girl, are going to be instrumental in forming and forging your way forward to become a self-reliant, good individual, stand-up individual. But I'm humble enough to say boxing isn't the cure-all. I think all sports have that commonality with kids and people. Once you get physical, I think the mental thing is right behind. So I think whatever it is, whatever you choose,
whatever sport,
of course,
you have to have balance in life.
Absolutely.
Balance plays a role in everything that you do towards your success in life.
Yeah.
And what boxing teaches you is it teaches you that balance. It gives you the 4 details of balance, which I talk about in the book and I outline in the book. It's a great sport. To do that.
I always kid, because metaphorically or making it analogous to life, I mean, I can remember when my grandfather was alive, and Grandma would always tell you, Italian grandmothers, but you got to pick yourself up if you get knocked down. Where did all these little things really come from?
One more round.
One more round. Stay off the ropes. Keep swinging, son.
Well, there's so many different things.
I mean, so in that sense, boxing, unlike, say, a football, which is a team effort, you're there by yourself. You're in that square circle, and it's you and only you. Wrestling has that, but not many other sports have that, where it's you and
the
alone.
other guys.
Right.
I would think, in my opinion, it's tougher to a degree, tougher in the sense that you just touched on it, Ray. It's that you and the other guys.
Yeah.
It's 2 people against each other. There's, you don't have somebody up there going to bat for you, right? Or you're not going to bring in a new pitcher, right?
Pinch hitter, right.
Or you're not going to sit out the second quarter in a football game. It's you for the 10, 12 rounds, and it's,
But you do have a coach, and you do have somebody behind you who helps you.
Oh, absolutely.
And Ray has a great, besides himself, I mean,
he's a great corner person.
Great coach. He's got a great staff.
Yeah.
All of his staff and all the people behind it who really helped me during my fight. They played a big role in just getting my head ready to step into the ring. So.
Yeah, that's where I still always put it on the boxer. Felice was the man who got in the ring. He does throw a lot of credit to us and the coaching staff, which is we're giving him the knowledge. But he's got to drive the boat. You know what I mean? So it's the athlete and the boxer who finally pulls that trigger and goes in there and really conquers his fears and goes through with it. But absolutely, I put my coaching staff up against anyone's as far as just well-roundedness, good men. You got to get over to our staff page at bcba.info and see which I have you listed as one of the coaches.
I'm going to be one of the coaches.
You were instrumental.
As long as you don't hit me with a left hook in the kidneys, I'll be.
I know we're going back and forth, with the BCBA and Rocky Spirit, but when I stepped into the ring, the moments before getting into the ring, those were the toughest moments. And when as I stood there getting ready to walk into the arena, and I saw my opponent, and he was getting ready, and he was moving up and down, I was like, and I got to tell you, the butterflies were there, and I was getting nervous, and then Ray just gets into my face, and he gives me this speech, and I write about the speech in the book, and to me, it's one of my favorite parts of the book. I actually italicized the entire speech because the words were so strong, and he just got in my face and said, this is it. This is something that you've worked your whole life. You 30 years ago, this idea and this dream started in your head, and this is the culmination of your dream. And he said, now go in the ring and finish your book, finish your story.
Right.
And it was so true, and it was just the perfect words for the perfect time. So that's what a great coach can do for you. The great coach can get you right in your head and get you ready and prepared. And the second he gave me that speech and the doors opened up, it was a new person.
Exactly.
And a new focus.
You have to hear that.
And you could just, when I see pictures of me entering the ring, I could tell right from my eyes. And it was all about, what Ray's words did for me.
Well, let's tell the audience how to read Ray's words. How can they get your book?
Oh, sure. My book is available in many websites online, but the two most prominent are Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. And all you have to do is go to those sites and just put Rocky Spirit in the search feature, and it's really popping up quickly now because it's moving up the charts.
Where's it rated now?
I'm moving up. I'm in the top 10% of all book sales on Amazon.com, so I'm not going to stop until it's a bestseller. And I got that bestseller in my mind because it's there for a reason. It's got to be a bestseller. You could also Google Rocky Spirit. I come up right on Google if you need some more information. And you can go to my website, rockyspirit.org.
Well, you're going to be at Ray's grand opening anyway.
He's going to be one of our inspirational speakers.
You can get a signed copy.
Signed copy. Ray, let's remind the audience where to go and how to get there.
BCBA is the easiest thing. Is always go to our website. It's pretty thorough. Gives you all the information about all the new programs. We're also excited about now being able to service the adults like we helped Felice. Well, now we're doing that in the evenings with some of the other adults in the community. Just log on to the
boys
website.
and girls. I was
absolutely.
I was amazed by the girls who train in your facility. And
I
what
always say
what they get out of it.
Yeah, the better students, they tend to have better form and so forth.
Well, besides boxing, you have some other sports.
Yeah, we're doing the basketball program. Both we have a 40 over league, a 25 and over league for the adults. We have our after school basketball program. Lieutenant Johnson's going to spearhead that. George, Coach Joey, Rick, they're all there for me. Big George.
You want to give some names? George Poulos, I think you're talking about.
Yeah, George Poulos is doing my drift program with me. He helps because he has the time to do the after school. But Joey Perone is there when he can make it. We do this 4 to 6, so a lot of cats are still working at that time. We're able to be there consistently, but the whole staff, you just got to go to the website and see everyone.
So
any dodgeball in your future?
We do have dodgeball.
Oh, man, I love it.
Dodgeball and Saturdays.
All right, so remind the audience
we start that on Saturdays.
I can't wait. I want to be involved.
Yeah.
I'll bring my Rocky Spirit into the dodgeball ring.
350 Higby
Lane. March 2nd is our grand opening celebration. Though we're open already, we're celebrating the move from Lindenhurst and the grand opening at the West Islip facility on that day. And it's going to be a great family-oriented event. So bring the kids. We have a lot of great vendors, great promotional speakers. And
we got about 30 seconds left. You want to sum up one of you guys and,
Yeah, BC, again, let me finish BCBA. And our phone number, if you wanted to call, though, it's on that website, is 631-412-3686. And West Islip now is our home. And it'll be there for at least 5 years.
Good. So you got to come down and you got to meet Ray, and of course Felice signing his book there, and Bettinelli's Community Boxing Academy, known throughout. By the way, Ray is pretty much known on Suffolk County as Coach Ray.
Yeah.
So when we hear Coach Ray, we're talking about Ray Bettinelli. Of course, the gym is BCBA. Ray, I want to thank you for being back here again. Good luck. I'll see you March 2nd.
You'll see me before that.
Lucy Cantel, good luck with the book.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you.
And I hope you give this radio show a plug somewhere along the line.
Yeah, we got to get your name on the hook.
It's Lou Talano, right?
Ray. It's not Baca.
And
that's an inside joke.
Felice Cantatori.
Yes.
Italian accent.
And I'll see you guys March 2nd. Good luck.
All right, brother.
God bless. And this is Lou Talano. And I'll catch you later.
Been listening to Streetwise on the station that serves your community, WGBB AM 1240.
The views expressed in the previous program did not necessarily represent those of the staff, management, or owners of WGBB.
Did you know that birthday parties help build confidence in kids?
Yeah. Did you know that giving kids less sugar before bedtime helps them sleep better?
Oh, totally. Did you know that friendly kids have more friends?
Everybody knows that.
Hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kids?